Welcome. My name is Brandon. Please join me on this tour of Valley View Mall. And despite the Texas flag, this is not Valley View in Dallas, Texas, but the mall in La Crosse, Wisconsin. The Texas flag was blowing over a Texas roadhouse. While Valley View is not La Crosse's first climate-controlled mall, it is its largest, with the original Bridgeview Plaza being an enclosed strip mall. Equitable Life Insurance developed Valley View Mall, which opened on July 31st, 1980. I visited about 8 days shy of its 41st anniversary. The mall opened with 4 anchors: Sears, Dayton's, JCPenney, and Herberger's. It also had a junior anchor called Dorflinger's Department Store. Other tenants with which you may be familiar were B. Dalton, Kinney Shoes, Foot Locker, Allen's Hallmark, Joann Fabrics, County Seat, Musicland, Nutrition World, and Goodman Jewelers. Guests could also grab a bite to eat at Coney Island, McDonald's, Orange Julius, or JP's Restaurant. 3 tenants I would like to highlight were Dorflinger's, Bachman's, and Shack Electronics. Dorflinger's was a department store local to La Crosse that opened around the turn of the 20th century. By the latter part of the century, people were shopping at malls instead of downtown, so Dorflinger's opened stores in Valley View and the Village Shopping Center. In 1981, the company decided to specialize only in adult men's and women's wear and closed all other departments. This did help get the company out of debt. However, by 1983, they closed all of their stores outside of downtown. In 1984, they closed their final store. The Valley View location was sliced up into smaller tenants. The closet we just left was an Arby's until 2003. Nobody needed coats on this hot July day. Behind the red curtain was the former Macy's. The mall was having a blood drive this day. Bachman's is still in business today, with several locations in the Twin Cities and their suburbs. Their locations ranged from flower shops inside of the high-end chain of Lund's and Byerly's grocery stores to full-blown nurseries. There are no mall locations anymore. Shack Electronics started out in South Minneapolis as a small radio and TV repair shop by Leander Shack. His son Dick helped in the shop and took over after Leander's passing in 1960. By the 1970s, Dick had grown the business to 10 stores in Minnesota and then stores in Milwaukee and Chicago. Shack's opened their 15th location in 1977 in the brand new Burnsville Center. By the time the company opened the Valley View store, they had $50 million in sales. However, growth did not continue. Shack filed for bankruptcy in 1985. All remaining stores were closed by 1986. While there were a few places to eat near the Sears since 1980, an actual food court did not open until 2001. From old maps I have found, Coney Island has been in the same spot for over 40 years. The original Coney Island in downtown La Crosse has been at 114 South 4th Street since it opened in 1922. As of October 2021, it is temporarily closed. There was also a Coney Island in Bridgeview Plaza, but it has closed permanently. People love their dogs so much that Coney Island has an ordering page on their website for shipping anywhere in the United States. Getting back to the mall's history, in 2003, Pennsylvania Real Estate Investment Trust became owners of the mall with their acquisition of Crown American Realty Trust. Barnes & Noble opened in 2006 as another junior anchor. The large spaces outside of the anchors, such as the one ahead of us, used to have conversation pits. The major anchors lasted well into the late 2010s, although Dayton's had a couple of rebrandings. It became Marshall Field's, and then Macy's before closing. Looking to have more space, Herberger's moved there from its original location in 2017. That same year, Valley View's owners put the mall up for sale. A mere year later, Herberger's closed when its parent Bon-Ton liquidated all stores. Sears closed the following November. Valley View still had several tenants in 2019 when the mall was down to anchors JCPenney and Barnes & Noble. But the pandemic took its toll when the mall was forced to close from March 18th to May 22nd, 2020. That August, Pennsylvania Real Estate Investment Trust filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and a court ordered a foreclosure sale of the mall. The mall was purchased that same month by Syracuse, New York-based Spinoso Real Estate Group. In September 2020, Hy-Vee bought the former Sears. The Sears building was still intact during my visit, but I did see Hy-Vee on the mall map. The original Herberger's location became a VA clinic at the beginning of 2021. It has no internal mall access. I did not get much food court footage, as it was busy at lunchtime. Yeah, I could have grabbed a bite to eat and shot some footage, but my stomach was hankering for Cajun food at Buzzard Billy's in downtown La Crosse. Their crawfish étouffée was incredible with just a bit of spice. I didn't even realize that they had po' boys as I stopped reading the menu once I got to the Cajun entree page. Regarding my visit to Buzzard Billy's, people have told me that we're very friendly in the Midwest. However, some of us can be a little too friendly. I sat at the bar alone for lunch, and a man and 3 friends sat right next to me. No problem. I didn't mind moving down a seat. The man then proceeded to ask me question after question. I'm guessing something in my accent or lack of thick Wisconsin accent told him I wasn't local and he wanted to know what I was doing in town. Was I there for work? I did not want to tell him about my dead mall hobby, so I lied and said I went to visit my grandfather in Peoria. Luckily, my late grandfather did live outside of Peoria, so when he then started to talk about Peoria, I was able to follow his conversation. The man even asked if I was going to try to finish my meal. I was, but decided to save it for leftovers so I could leave and continue my dead mall trip. Are you from outside the Midwest? What would you do if someone started asking you 20 questions at the bar? At 1 in the afternoon, I might add. Another La Crosse, Wisconsin fact is that it is home to the longest-running Oktoberfest in the Midwest, dating back to 1961. People entering the fest grounds will see a painting that looks just like the entrance to Rothenburg, Germany. While I have not been to the La Crosse Oktoberfest, I did visit during Irish Fest in the early 2000s. I got a kick out of the decorations, as they simply taped shamrocks over the Germantown paintings. While I want to make fun of that good enough attitude, it sounds like something I would do. I'm curious to see what the future holds for Valley View Mall. I am hoping that it will bounce back. Thank you for joining me on this tour of the mall. I hope you have a great day. Take care.